Hi, today we are going to discuss about Node.js architecture. In Node.js architecture, we are having a V8 engine. We all know that it is having a JavaScript V8 engine, and where here you are going to send the request to the particular library and where it is going to get the response. So whenever you are going to send the multiple requests, it will be inside the event queue. So then it will be going to the event loop, so where it is going to communicate with the UE library asynchronous IO requests. So whenever you are having a huge particular things request, so at that time it goes to the blocking operations because its server queue will be getting down, and next it will goes to the thread pool and where it communicates with the file system, network and process, and again it is going to execute the particular callback function and it is going to send the responses to the event queue. From event queue to the operating system operations after executing, so then it is going to get the response from the Java UE library. Here it contains the four layers. The first one is client layer. In client layer, the client is going to communicate with the HTTP request to the server. For example, accessing the particular localhost port number followed by 8080 or 3030. You can able to use any browser in order to interact with the Node.js web server. Next layer is server layer. Server layer acts as an intermediary between the client application and server application. So here it is going to communicate with this client, and after that it has to generate the response. It intercepts request, process them and return the responses. In context of Node.js, HTTP module or frameworks like Express.js are commonly used for this purpose. Next layer is a business layer. In this layer, it handles the application logic such as processing user input, executing business rules, and interacting with the external services. Routes incoming request to the controller function manages this particular logic. Next, data layer. Data layer manages the data storage and retrieval. This layer involves with communicating the databases like MongoDB, MySQL or PostgreSQL, querying the database or data source and sending the retrieved data to the client through the server. So here you can able to communicate the database and you can able to retrieve the operations and whatever the operations you are going to create the table and insert the values inside the table, and you are going to retrieve the results, and you can able to delete the unnecessary columns which are unused. Next, here you can able to follow the directory structure. Basically, Node.js offers the robust tools for managing web servers and handling HTTP requests and responses. Using its built-in HTTP module, developers can create servers without external libraries, enabling the deep understanding of how web requests and responses function. This is the foundation is crucial for backend development. Basically, if you are going to communicate with the databases and backend means you are going to communicate with the necessary things. It means form validation. If you are going to consider the front end, so only you will be checking whatever the client side things. For example, you are having a form. You are going to create a form by having a text boxes, radio buttons, checkbox, combo box, text area, and some of the submit buttons. So whenever you are going to click that particular things after filling, then some kind of validation can be performed by using a JavaScript. In JavaScript, you will be restricting your mobile number to 10 digits and other number to 16 digits, and you can able to set the password by using a alphanumerical, special characters and upper cases. Like that you can able to set. Whereas once the form is filled, all the necessary fields which are mentioned in the star, if all the things are filled, what the user has to do, once on clicking the submit button, it has to post the things to the database, and database will be showing a message that we have successfully inserted. So in those steps, what we are going to do is, the first thing is we need to have a server side script. First, what we are doing, creating a HTTP server. The HTTP module allows you to create server that listens on a specified port and sends the responses to the client request. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So what it is going to do, whatever the form data you are, or whatever the thing you want to retrieve the data from the server, you are going to use a two particular request, either a do get or do post, and by using that you are going to get the responses from the client. Next, what you are doing, so you can able to have the responses, you can able to use plain text, HTML, images or other content types. First step is what you are going to create. So you can, if you are using a Linux server, you can able to use a cat, touch or a vi or ex editors in order to create a basic server program. The name of the program is server.js. So now what you are doing, you are going to create a file name basic server.js. To serve the static files from the public directory, ensure the line is in your app.js. So you need to include the basic particular app use. So what you are using, you have to include this particular header file like thing. So app use express.static, then you are using a public. Basically we are having a public, private and protected, and whatever the file name you are going to do, so that particular file name should be in a public. So next, here we are having a program. The program what we are doing, so in the first class itself we have seen how to execute the program. So what you need, so you need to use a constant HTTP, we have to use a package require HTTP. Next, constant server. So here you are going to create this request and response from the particular HTTP server. So then we are using a arrow function. So in this function we are going to use the related codes. So this also we have discussed in the second class error codes. So next 200. So 200 is going to result the particular code. So next, set header. You are going to set the header, and the content type you accepted is text or HTML. The message at the end, response.end, it is going to display a particular message, welcome to Node.js server, and it is going to show a paragraph. This is an HTML response. So now you have entered the arrow function, and next you are going to use a particular port, constant port 3000. 3000 is the local port which you are going to run. Next, server.listen port. So it has to listen the port. Once the port number is matching 3000, then only it is going to show the particular message in the console log. Server is running at the particular port number. Whatever the port number is mentioned by the user by this URL, the URL is http localhost followed by the colon. The port number is 3000. So then it is going to show the particular thing. If you want to run the particular node v and npm version, so you can able to use. So first let us run this particular program. I am going to say the name of the program basic server.js. Node space. So I am going to type the program basic server.js. So it has shown the message server is running at the particular host 3000. So now it has shown the response. This is a HTML response. It has been generated. So next, what we are doing? We are going to use node-v and npm-v. So in order to find the particular version, so it has shown the version, which version you are using. So 13 is the particular node version, npm version is 10.9.2. So now what we are doing, we are going to create a directory mkdir book club. Book club is a particular folder name which we are going to create. And now we have created a directory successfully. Name of the directory is book club, and we need to switch to the particular directory. We are using a cd book club. Cd stands for change directory. Now book hyphen club. So now we have changed the folder successfully. So next we are going to initiate the npm init hyphen y to initialize the project. So now we have initialized the particular project. So what it has generated? It has generated a JSON file. So now if I am going to open the file folder in D drive node.js programs. In node.js programs, book club is a folder I have created, but I have not created any JSON file. But now whenever I have typed the program command, so it has initiated the JSON file, and here it is going to show the version 1.0 main index.js, and here it has given the script. Any error has specified, echo error, no text has specified. So now it has shown the particular JSON file. So next here what we are doing is we are going to create a particular file name app.js. So within the particular folder we are going to write this particular program. We are going to create a program app.js. So here we are using a express. Up to now we have used normal things, so we are requiring the express. So here we are going to use a constant of require express. So express function we are using, constant port is 3000, and we are going to get the request response. So here we have mentioned the backslash, which is going to retrieve the things from the directory. The message we are showing is welcome to book club. Next, app listen port, we are using a port, we are using a arrow function. So in this one, just it displays the message in which particular port it is running. If you are going to say the previous program, we have not used any express, just we have created a server, and we have used a request and responses. But here in the case, we are using a require express. Now we are going to compile this particular program. So it has shown a particular message module has not found. So now what we need to install the express module. So we are going to install the express module. So in order to install the express module, we are going to npm install express. Now it is going to install the required files from the Express, because we have used the required Express. So here we have used a Express. So for that purpose we have used a npm install Express. So now once again I will rerun the app.js. So now it has shown running at localhost 3030. Now we have opened the localhost. Port number is 3030. It has shown the particular message, welcome to book club. So next program what we are doing, we have installed the Express successfully and we have tested. So next we are going to update this particular program. In this program what we have done, so we are using a normal program require HTTP. So previous program we have run on Express, but this particular program we are running in the Node.js only. So welcome to Node.js server HTTP request response, so which is previous program. Now we have run the program successfully, so we can able to run the same thing using a Express, as we have seen constant app Express, and we have used a by using Express and we have used the same port, and we have used a message called welcome to book club. So next running the server, you can able to add more routes to handle the various pages like books directory or members and about page, middleware for handling the requests, responses and static files. Consider integrating the particular database MongoDB to manage all book records. Next, you are going to create a server by using a different URL. For example, about page. So you can able to use a /about. Then whenever you are typing about, then you will be redirected to the particular page about. If you are going to notice in PHP, you are going to see the page name file name .php, and if you are using a HTML file name.html, but here if you are typing about, then it will be redirected to about only, but the extension file name will not be shown in your browser. Next, you are using a constant HTTP header require by using a require. Next, you are going to create a server using a request and responses. We are using a implied function here, and here you are using a URL, so followed by backslash. So it means you are using a different pages which are organized in the different folders. At the time in the about folder, you may be created in the particular page, so you are using a about. Next, here we have written the status code 200. So next content type is a text or HTML. So next home page, it is going to display the home page. So here else if, so if URL is not found in the particular location /about, then it is going to show the status code 200, and here it is going to show the content type text is HTML. So now here it is going to show a message welcome to Node.js about page. So because it is going to show the about page, else, so if this particular thing is not found, it will be showing this one. So else, so if both are failed, so then it returns the status 404 error code. Next, here we have used a content type setting the header, all the things common syntax. So here is common syntax. and here you have a common syntax, and here also you are having a common syntax. Here you are going to display a message, a paragraph message, page not found, and you have closed the particular implied function. Next, you are using a port number, constant port 3000, and listen port. So here we are using a localhost port number. Now what you are doing, we are going to use a about folder, and in that particular folder you may create a routing file name called routing server.js. Within the book club, what I am doing, I am going to create a particular folder about. About is a folder which we have created, and here I am going to type a cd space about. So now we need to create a new file name. So now it has shown server running under the page 3000. So it has shown the home page, or you will be typing about. So now it has shown about page. So basically what we have done, so about followed by extension .js was not shown here. Normally if you are going to see the particular page, so the users won't be knowing. So by using a which script you have written the particular program. So you can able to set the express. So already we have set the express, and we have seen the program. So here if you are going to see, we have used a constant tab require a express, and here you can able to use a constant express require express. So here you can able to use a import express.js, so that you can able to use the import, and we have used defining the routes. You can able to define the routes, requests and responses from the client request and server responses. And to start the server, we are going to specify the port. Port is 3030 or 300 3000. Here we have used a port followed by the function arrow function implication symbol. Port is running at the port. So here we have already seen this particular program. Adding the static files. If you want to add the static files, you are going to create a index in the public index.html. Public means in your home directory itself you are going to set the index.html page. If you are going to see here, we are writing a simple HTML format, and we are writing the simple CSS. Here we have written the HTML program up to here, and here we have written the particular CSS script only. The font is Arial sans serif. Here we are using a CSS code, so which we are using a link relation hyperreference styles.css, and we are showing a header message, welcome to book club, a simple message which we are showing. So next, if you are going to search the static files, so what we need to use, so you have to use based upon your necessary. So you are using a express, so then app use express static public. If you are using a node.js, so then you have to use the particular node.js file in order to solve the public directory. So now it has shown a particular message, welcome to book club. For example, if you are going to hyperlink the particular folder, You can able to use a body tag and you can able to use about or whatever the thing. So next, how you have to use the app and how your app should look like. Basically, if you are using a Express or Node.js, so then you have to use a constant express and messages you can able to use, and here constant app express. So these three things are common whenever you are using these things. So next, port number, which particular port you are working. So next, using the static files. In order to serve the static files, you are using express static public. Next, here you are using a app get request responses message home, and also you are going to use a this particular messages. So about page request responses and messages about. So if you are want to handle 404 errors, so then also you are using a implication function arrow function. So then 404 not found. So you can able to start the server followed by the port localhost followed by the port number. Here you are having a testing the application app.js. So already we have seen about if it is not displaying 404, and you need to ensure the CSS is applied by viewing the index.html in the browser. Here you are going to use a placeholder, enter the book title, and you are going to submit the form. So just a simple HTML program which we have written here. Title is book club, and here we have used a welcome to book club. Now form action. In form you can able to create a text box, radio button, combo box, all the things. But here what we have done, action submit followed by backslash. So next here what we are using, post. Before submit button we have used a slash in order to get the some accept the some response. Now here we have created a input text box, and name is book. Placeholder, when we move the cursor on the particular thing, it is going to show a message that enter a book title in the text box. So next you are going to submit the button, and you are going to end the form, body and HTML. Next, how you are going to handle the particular request. Here you need to install the body parser. Basically, body parser is a middleware application where you need to install the body parser middleware. Once you are going to install the body parser, so then you can able to use a command npm install body parser, so that you can able to interact with the node express by using a HTTP request and response from a form. So next you are going to import the particular body parser. Constant body parser equal to require body parser. So constant is a particular variable name, body parser is a variable name, so it can't be modified. Now require body parser. So next you should show a parsing URL encoded from the data app use. So here you are using a URL encoded, so extended is false. Now you need to handle the post request, because within the form you are using a method called post submit. So what should happen on submit? So it has to handle the requests and responses by using a arrow function. Here we have used a constant book request body dot book. So it is going to request the extract the book title, whatever the book title has requested from the body. So now here it is going to show a particular message, book submitted. So whatever the name is entered by the user, followed by the name, and it is going to show the submitted. So in preceding, it is going to show book submitted, name of the book. Whatever the name has sent by using a submit, that particular name is shown here. Constant book is going to accept the argument from the form. So that particular request will be added to the console log. So next request dot send, it is going to send a message. So book has submitted, so it will be sending the response to the client. Now what I am doing, I am going to save the particular file as HTML. So what I am doing here, I am going to use this file. I am going to save the file book.html. Under the book club, book.html is a file name which I have saved. Next, here what we need to do, so we need to install the npm body parser. Npm install body parser. So now it has installed the body parser. So next what you need to do, so you have to save this particular handle. So now I am going to create a folder, submit. So under this folder I am going to save the file. So now we can able to run the program book.html. So here it is going to show the placeholder and enter the book title. So until that it is going to show enter the book title, hello, submit. So here submit, it is whenever I am clicking the submit, it is showing a file not found. So next we are going to discuss about the program. As we have seen, we are going to write the constant express require express. Next we are going to create a body parser, and we need to install the body parser by using a npm. So next you are going to use a constant path, require path, from which particular path you are going to use. Next you are using a express, so that you can able to use the express. Next we are using a middleware to parse a URL encoded format. Here you are using a body parser, so URL encoded, from which URL you are going to use that particular server.js, this particular one will be loaded. So next you need to use a app body parser JSON. So by using this particular body parser URL encoded, you can able to use a body parser JS. Now what you need to create is you have to create a public directory. As we have seen the file name.html, that file should be in a public directory. Public directory means where all can access the files. So what you can able to use in public directory, HTML, CSS and JavaScript you can able to include in the public directory, and you can able to use the express syntax to join the directory name public. What you are using, path.join directory name, so which is public. It means public is a directory name which you have embedded in this program, so you are allowing the access from public whatever the thing you have posted, so that is posted successfully. Next, how to handle the post request. As you have seen in the HTML program, you are using a method called post. So once you are posted, the particular request is sent by the browser, and you need to send the response. What you need to do, you have to embed some particular book title which you have sent it as a request through the form. Once you are clicking the submit button, so now that one will be stored under the book equal to request. So request will be sent from the browser, request.body book. So you are going to get the book. Next, console.log, it has to show a log message book submitted. So write name of the book which is posted by the user, that is submitted, that message should be shown. Next, response. So response should be sent to the client. Response dot send book submitted in the title of the book. So next you are using the constant port 3000 and you are using a app.listen. So here you are using a implication function and you are going to display a message console.log server is running on the particular port number. Which particular port number? Port number is 3000. This is the message it is going to send. So now if you are going to create a public, so what I have created a public folder. You need to save the server program outside the public one, so you can able to execute this program within the public folder. What I have created, the same particular HTML program which we have discussed, that one will be created. So now let us try to execute that particular program. So here the particular program is running under the host 3000. So now what I will do, I will compile the program. So node server.js. So now server is running on the port number 300. So now I am going to type a title. Hello is the title. Once I am going to submit book submitted hello. But you should note that we are not using database up to now. Whatever the request we have sent through the HTML form, that one will be sent by the server side responses. So for example, I am going to write a server side Java. Only the message will be appended and the particular request will be sent. Book submitted server side Java. So this is going to happen in this particular program.